Why is it when we look at our lives and the world around us, we constantly ask, is this all there is? What if there wasn't? What if this, how? Who was, is them? Everyone asks these and similar questions. If all who are, why bother even asking the question? Is darkness drip dry or dry clean only? If it isn't, then there must be lightness, and it's probably machine washable. If they didn't, who, what, and why? Therefore, God. Atheism is too simple. If the whole universe has no bananas, we should never have found out there are no bananas, not least because we have bananas on Earth. Therefore, God. Somebody says that people are made of sand. This is false, as bacteria are small. You shouldn't judge things as insignificant just on their size. That's why bacteria is so important. They have incredibly tiny babies too, packed with the potential to change the nature of yogurt. Babies aren't insignificant, as long as they're white. God likes white babies. Preferably rich ones too. We should reject the idea that humanity is analogous to a pot of yogurt, which is the central tenet of atheist philosophy, apparently. Therefore, God. Now, what about the universe as a whole? There are galaxies and stars, but the stars aren't sad because there are no emotions in space. Except in the people, of course. But people aren't part of the universe, so they're not happy or emotionally neutral. The Star of Bethlehem was hopeful, though. People used to think planets were gods, but they were wrong. You can't look at space and say, oh, look, there's Zeus. Unless it's the right god, of course. Therefore, God. There are opportunities to have experiences on Earth that you just can't have in heaven. The ability to love who you want, or force a rape victim to have babies, are just two things that you can't do because there's no fear. Sorrow is good too. That's why there's so much of it. Happily, it's far away. Therefore, God. I think atheists have created the greatest ever crutch. It's 58 feet high and made of solid gold. It's worthless, though, because size is no indicator of value. That is a lot of gold, though. The idea that there is no judgment just, seems sad. Because, the people who I don't, want, they won't get their just desserts. Doesn't that seem like, not how it should be? Wouldn't it be super sad if it weren't? Just imagine all that gold. It would weigh tons, though. You couldn't move it. You certainly couldn't use it. I don't know why they made it. Therefore, God. When someone wants to do good without the threat of eternal damnation to make sure he does good, I ask, why? Nothing you'll have done will matter in 1 billion years, except if you're in heaven, where God will find the time and he'll come to you and he'll pat you on the head and say, good boy, and everyone will know about it, and you'll get all the praise and recognition you want. That's not selfish. It's only selfish if there's no one standing over you with a bucket of hellfire. Therefore, God. Atheists fail at being good, but Christians get a personal relationship with God. So they get their sins forgiven, which they don't need anyway because they don't fail at being good. It's not like other personal relationships, however. It's special. Rather like the special relationship North Koreans have with their leader. Except he's not on TV all the time. Therefore, God. I don't know anyone who is living on Earth and is totally happy 156 million% of the time because we were, made to live in heaven with God, but he couldn't let us all in because of the short time we're on Earth compared to an eternity in heaven. It's super important. So anyway, my friend Judith probably won't get into heaven because she gave this priest a giggly Roland. Google it. Therefore, God. Being smelly doesn't prove you have a nose, but it does prove that there's deodorant. And a fish doesn't feel wet because it's made for the water. It feels wet because it's covered in water. Therefore, God. Density is needed for the universe to explain that the universe changes at a special rate, so the elements are spread through the galaxy. Though special density changes over special time, since it is just mass over volume, but it's special volume, which means the ever-increasing density is special. Therefore, life and special. In an entirely unrelated fact, if the sun was different, it would only have lasted a different length of time. That's not enough for atheism to be right. Therefore, special God! The universe exists so that I can ask questions. And the atheists call us arrogant? Je m'appelle le rendez-vous, Eric Cantona.